I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is a PayPal request from Max Mosier. Thank you, Max, for the request. If anyone ever wants to send me a request via PayPal, whether review or video topic or pretty much almost any kind of video, feel free to send it to my PayPal directly. Or if you're ever interested in joining me on my Patreon, which there's certain tiers for certain things, feel free as well. Both of the links to PayPal and Patreon are down in the info box. But the review he wanted me to do today is for Jackie Brown for 1997. I've always liked this film. It's not my favorite Tarantino film, but I enjoy the cast. I thought the story was interesting enough with the dialogue, and I think the cast definitely helps this film tremendously. Because you got Pam Grier, Robert Forster, may he rest in peace. You got Robert De Niro, you got Samuel Jackson, you got Bridget Fonda, Michael Keaton, Chris Tucker has a small role in this. Even Tiny Lister Jr. has a small role in this. Zeus. Now, this is obviously Quentin Tarantino's ode to Pam Grier's other movies. Blaxploitation, however you want to put it. At least that's what it seems like. I know it's based on an Elmore Leonard novel. I don't know much about the source material. So maybe it's not really his ode to blaxploitation, but definitely to get Pam Grier as a star was because of his love of those movies, which I reviewed a couple of them. Coffee and Foxy Brown. Reviews for those two are on the channel for those interested. I mean, the story, Jackie Brown, played by Pam Grier, is a flight attendant. She smuggles money from point A to point B for Ordell Robbie? Forgot that was his last name, Robbie. Ordell, played by Sam Jackson, who's a gun runner in L.A. Robert De Niro is a guy who is his former cellmate, who Sam Jackson has brought in. Bridget Fonda is this girl who's with Sam Jackson and tells her what to do, and you get the idea that they're, so to speak. Robert Forster is a bail bondsman. Chris Tucker is a guy who gets caught by the police, and Sam Jackson's not really sure about him. And again, Chris Tucker's in it for probably 5 minutes or so. Sid Haig, may he rest in peace, who worked with Pam Grier in a lot of movies. He appears in a small role here as a judge. So I forgot Sid Haig was in this. It was cool to see him in there again. Michael Keaton plays a FBI agent. He would also play the same character in Out of Sight, which I think that too is based on an Elmore Leonard novel, which I don't mind Out of Sight. I haven't seen that in forever though, so I don't know which one I would say I like better. But again, the strongest part of this is, like with a lot of Tarantino films, is the script. I mean, with Tarantino, my favorite is Kill Bill Volume 1. Definitely Pulp Fiction would be up there. Really enjoy Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So that might be my top 3. I like Death Proof. I'll probably put this above Death Proof. I don't like The Hateful Eight. Don't like The Inglourious Bastards. Except Brad Pitt was good. Let's see, what else? Reservoir Dogs, I don't mind. He wrote From Dusk Till Dawn. He didn't direct it, but I love From Dusk Till Dawn. It's my favorite vampire movie. Four Rooms, I barely remember. I don't think he directed it. But anyway, this is one of those films that, again, it's sort of in the middle. I do like the film, but not as much as, like I said, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Pulp Fiction. What the hell? My favorite. Kill Bill. Kill Bill Volume 2 I liked as well. Not as much as the first one. Because I would say, compared to other Pacino, what am I talking about? Compared to other Tarantino films, it definitely doesn't have much action. I mean, even compared to like Pulp Fiction, which is not an action-packed movie, but there's a scene where Bruce Willis gets revenge and gets the samurai sword. When the two hitmen shoot the guy at near the beginning. Here, it's not much of that. It's very dialogue heavy. It's more about getting to know the characters and the development of this plan where Jackie Brown is going to try to get this money out of Ordell. Sam Jackson's character also try to set him up, and the pieces together. Her growing friendship with the bail bondsman played by Robert Forster. So I just see some people maybe thinking it's a bit overlong or a bit boring. But to me, again, I enjoyed seeing this cast work together. Robert Forster, I love him in the film Alligator. It was cool to see him get a really good substantial part. Really liked his character. I bought his friendship with Jackie Brown going. Like when he hears this song, he really enjoys it, so he buys it the next day or so and plays it quite a bit in his car. Nice to see Michael Keaton in there. I mean, he doesn't have a ton of stuff to do, but again, it's a good cast all around. Really love Robert Forster. I would say he's my favorite in the film. Like when he's talking with Sam Jackson. Wow, you know this. Because you want me to know how much of a slick guy you are. Hey, whatever you're into seems to be getting... Hey, you seem to be getting away with it, so more power to you. Sam Jackson's a lot of fun. He works well with Pam Grier. Like when they're in the dark. And it's like, you feel that? And Sam Jackson goes, yeah, I think that's a gun pressed up against my dick. And she's like, you think right. And Pam Grier, after seeing films like Coffee and Foxy Brown, reviewing them, seeing this again, Pam Grier's a badass. I like Pam Grier. Even in this film, talking to Sam Jackson, shut your raggedy ass up and sit the fuck down. And Sam Jackson's an intense guy, but you buy Pam Grier talking down to Sam Jackson. That's how badass Pam Grier is. How do I put it? When it's not out of the stretch of thinking, when it's believable. When it's believable that Pam Grier can intimidate, talk down to Sam Jackson. When you're able to do that, you're a badass motherfucker. And Pam Grier is a badass motherfucker. Robert De Niro, he has a strange role in this because, to be honest, anybody could have played Robert De Niro's role. And I don't know if this is true. From what I understand, Robert De Niro was a pain in the ass to work with. Yeah, I don't know if this is true. Either something about he didn't get paid what he wanted or something of the sort. Even if that's the case, I'm like, you don't really deserve it. Anybody could have played this role. There's really nothing to Robert De Niro's character. I mean, it's cool to see him in there. But then you think of Robert De Niro and Tarantino and the script, writing, there's not really a lot for Robert De Niro to say. He doesn't really say a lot in the movie. I'm not going to say he did a bad job. He didn't. I don't think he did a bad job at all. It's just, when you think of Robert De Niro, again, anybody could play the role he played. Whether it be William Forsythe, Michael Pare, Michael Biehn. I'm just throwing names out. I mean, really any name you could think of, almost anyone could have played this role. So, I just thought that was a bit weird. And around the same time he did Copland. I thought Copland is a great movie, and I would put that above this. And this is around the same time. Might have been the same year. Was it 97, Copland, I believe? I love Copland. I reviewed that when I did my Stallone marathon. I reviewed pretty much all of his movies. Still love Copland. And yeah, I would put that above this. But, again, do I think some of the running time could have been cut down? Yes. The whole Robert De Niro, Bridget Fonda, maybe a bit more could have been done with the characters. Part of me went, did you even need these characters in the movie? I guess in a way, but in a way not. Because they could have just been somebody Sam Jackson had that we barely saw, and they brought in one or two scenes. I mean, just De Niro listens to Sam Jackson, and then he's fucking Bridget Fonda. Bridget Fonda is thinking, hey, we can fuck over Sam Jackson. And Robert De Niro doesn't like that. Fuck you and your chill pill. That's like the one line I remember Robert De Niro saying, which I liked. And him going, just shut up. Just don't say any more. Because Bridget Fonda keeps shitting on him. And she says one thing, and then Robert De Niro shoots her. So I would say, like, that's the one moment that stands out for Robert De Niro's character. But again, part of me went, it's cool to see Robert De Niro in it, but did he really need to be in the movie? That character, not really, if you think about it. Michael Keaton, I wish he could have been utilized a bit more, because I love Michael Keaton. And Michael Keaton in a Tarantino movie, again, I just wish his character had a bit more to work with, whether dialogue-wise, performance-wise, something of it. Again, it just seemed like, wow, you got Michael Keaton and Tarantino together. It just seemed like kind of a waste for Michael Keaton and this character. At least that's just me. Sorry about that, just wearing shorts. It's getting hotter as the summer approaches. But again, what makes the film work is the cast. Pam Grier, Robert Forster, their friendship, especially their possible relationship, but I think that's definitely the best part of the film. And then Sam Jackson, he's definitely having fun in his role. He's definitely energetic, like he is mostly with Tarantino pictures. Because of the way Tarantino directs and the way he keeps the dialogue going, it does keep me interested. And again, while it's been a while since I've seen it, so it was nice to watch this again. I can't really say I got too bored with it. Like I said, yeah, there's some stuff you could have cut out. I mentioned like the Bridget Fonda, Robert De Niro stuff. I don't know if you needed those characters, but with that said, again, it's not as, I don't think of it as memorable as some of the higher up Tarantino movies, but it definitely was still a more interesting group of characters compared to, I'm sorry, The Hateful Eight, which I didn't care about any of the characters. Here, Robert Forster as the bail bondsman, I just love seeing Robert Forster actually get a bit more of a juicy part, substantial part. And I think Pam Grier, after so many years, to get a lead role again. Although it does take a bit for Pam Grier to get into it. It seemed like 20-some minutes before, well, she's in the first scene, but she doesn't say anything. But then after that, it seems like about 20-some, 30-some minutes before Pam Grier pops up again. I did like the commercial, was a chits who love guns, and Sam Jackson's like, if you want to kill every motherfucker in the room, accept no substitutes. And that's what I mean. Tarantino, whether some people don't like the guy. For the most part, I do. I think he's a very talented writer. He really keeps his scripts, most of his films, really going. I mean, just very well written. Giving the characters energy and natural in their performances and their dialogue delivery. The soundtrack, I thought, worked and fit the film fairly well. Spoiler alert, starting now, how they handled Chris Tucker, I think, was a bit ballsy, because this is a time when Chris Tucker was a up-and-coming star after Friday, and he had not done... Well, actually, he had not done Rush Hour yet, but it seemed like he was an up-and-coming star. I think Money Talks had come out by this point. So I think people would see him, oh, you think he'd be a bigger part of the movie, but then Sam Jackson has him go in the trunk, take him somewhere, and then Sam just shoots him in the fucking in the fucking trunk of the car. I'm like, wow, Chris Tucker's not in the film as much as I thought it would be. But I actually thought that was kind of an interesting choice. Because again, especially at that time, he was an up-and-coming star. Yeah, around the time he had done Friday, he was in Money Talks, The Fifth Element. I think Dead Presidents had been done by that point. And then the year after would be Rush Hour. But I don't know if Tarantino did that on purpose to make the audience think this would be a bigger theater than it was, but I don't know. And yeah, Pam Grier, it's nice to see her being a bit of a badass again. Granted, you don't get her physically getting involved. I mean, she doesn't even, kill Sam Jackson at the end, but she does set him up. So maybe it's not as satisfying on a visceral level, but it does make more sense on a logical level of utilizing Michael Keaton's character, who works for the FBI. So it makes more sense. It's just maybe not as satisfying, again, on a visceral level compared to how other stories go. With that said, though, I still like Jackie Brown. I still like the story. I still like the script. And I think the cast do a great job. I do think the cast definitely carries the film. Especially Pam Grier, Robert Forster, may he rest in peace, as well as Sam Jackson. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.